those days, like when you get called up to do a little bit of PUBG, the opportunity to say no becomes zilch. You kind of have to take it because it's one of these games that you could just relax, chill, and enjoy the chaos that it ensues.
That is quite factual, dude. It's so crazy. I love qualifiers especially because the amount of like wildness that happens is so crazy. Because I don't know if you watch PGS, but there's some extent that we kind of know what's going to happen with like drop spots and like kind of rotates. Like it's typically kind of known to some extent, but in quals everything just goes absolutely crazy. And I need to unmute my game. There we go. But I don't. It doesn't look like we're going to have any hot drops so far. This is the closest one. And also, one of the teams didn't make it in, which makes me sad. I don't like hearing that.
Sad times.
Yeah.
Makes life a little bit easier for the other teams, so they can play around with it. But yeah, from that map, not many hot drops. Maybe a battle towards the school area we might see, but it looks to be a quick rotation away as Fura takes a lot of control. But that's so talk about starting this day with a bang. How about an island showdown? And this has always been every time I've been getting island showdowns, trust me, they are bangers to finish off.
I'll be honest, man. I actually don't really like melee circles. As a player, like, when I'm playing, I find it to be the worst. It is so frustrating. And did my Gooners not work again? Oh, well, okay. That's the only logo that I don't have, but Bliss might actually be super lucky that Matthias didn't see him, because I think Matthias would have actually had him on the cross. But it's going to be crazy. We're going to see a lot of teams doing some crazy rotates. We're probably going to see TTG take top of the hill, and then Fate probably just control the space as other people trying to get some E pickups and stuff. But
hang on a minute. How was somebody drowned? One of the Fura players has drowned in the water so early on. So
nice.
No one's claiming points off that kill, but I tell you what, the Gooners, well, they want to get really in depth with this.
Yeah. I love you, Matt, but unfortunately the writing was kind of on the wall. And to answer your question, that's coach roles. So if teams are allowed to have a coach, and so the fifth slot has to kill themselves, and so they do it by jumping into the water typically. So if you see someone drown, it's always going to be that, unless we're actually like in a tournament.
Fair enough.
But where's Greg Shot? Greg Shot's far away. I see. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, Cyflex. Yeah, don't crest that hill. I think that's going to be the death of you in the most literal sense. So no surprise getting out of there. But what the Gooners do gain from this is a lot of information here. They now know that they have affinity just to their west, to their east in that town. So if they want later on, they could look to push. They could look to try and get maybe 1 or 2 picks and pick up 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, I think Gooners, they're going to play kind of troll because I love them, but, I mean, they're Gooners. So, actually, oh my gosh. Some crazy rotates are happening because we see Zangano's already crossing. Resmi is from behind, and, I mean, they're just, like, all together. No, wait, you got to take these shots. Wait, what? All right.
A little bit delayed.
Not the meta. He's just going to ram. Oh, Zyko. Dude, I love this kid. But that's going to be a free point for them. They know how it goes. I think this is Zanganos. I'm pretty sure this is an SA team that's pretty... They're prepping for EWC quals, I think is a fair place to say. But, I mean, these guys on Resmi, they've been around the scene for so long. They know how it plays, and this is just absolutely brutal. Spectro should get the kill right here. He'll probably crest it. Oh, do a drive-by? Oh, Spectro doesn't have anything, but it doesn't matter. Spectro's going to get him again. But he does have to be careful because Fate is here. Who've been scrimming a decent amount lately, but Zanganos, I'm so sorry, you guys, but you can't play scrims like that. Otherwise, you're just gonna get punished, and punished you were.
It almost felt that as soon as they got to the buildings, they realized the pressure and they second guessed that move. Honestly, they should have just pushed, should have gone into that building and gone for the fight. At least go out in a blaze of glory rather than dying in the cars on the outside of a fight. It never is good, but. Hey, this is what scrims are for. This is the idea that you learn from these mistakes.
Ooh, Zyko's actually going to go down. He's going to get flushed immediately. Sorry, I'm not going to watch that. But Battle X, he's waiting. He's going to try to catch ROC on the way past. Soul's going to take a couple of shots, but now he is... Oh, he doesn't even have a car, the poor guy in Cater. He's going to be the first one to get the knock onto Rock. And it looks like the rest of Rock... Actually, BL is kind of looking back. But like I said, this is going to be kind of a crazy scrims. There were some teams here, or there's some teams that I thought were going to join that didn't join, which I'm surprised by. But, you know, it is what it is. I will say, for Zangano's, don't stop for this car. Going for this car was just too aggressive. That was really the biggest thing for them. If they had just continued, tried to, you know, rotate behind, try to help out their buddy, that would have been so much better. But the fact that they stopped just gave Resmi free shots on them. So I don't know if they're listening, but I highly recommend it. Karam actually... Oh, no, that was just a flush because I already got the knock on the Solds.
But you have to appreciate that going for the car honestly makes the most amount of sense. You want to pick up, you've got an extra level of cover that you can play off. So respectfully, I can see why they went for it. Just did not work out the way they wanted. And
Nice shot.
Mix, getting some damage. Not enough to necessarily take out a tire, which is priority 1, but well, Fate gets away, and well, Fate is on their side. Not for him though, as a flanker will get taken down.
Yeah, my gosh, this is just absolute madness. I love it. This is so much fun. This is why I love PUBG. I want to cast EWC quals. It would be so much fun. I don't think they're gonna let us, but I really wish they did. It's just a blast. Still, Outlast Gaming, one of my favorite players right here. This man, Who Jinx. I love playing with him. It's always so much fun. Glad to see he's on a team. I know Barry as well. Big Z. Surprised he's in a coach role, but I'm curious to see how well they do both in this and EWC. And actually, I should look up BWC's how many participants they have right now. But Cater, he's going to look for take it 2. He's going to find 1. They're going to crash onto him, a full clown car. And they're going to get 1 knock and a flush. But now the question is TTG going to be able, and I mean, actually it looks like they're not getting punished for it so far. And Battle X is too far away to help. This is actually isolated.
That is brilliantly done to get that kill quickly. Of course, the quick smokes to just help them out in case Parallax is able to get there in time. And I think he's now got close enough to shoot, but not necessarily do any damage here. But I tell you what, this is Affinity getting the best deal here. They now have 4 vehicles to play off if they want to.
Dude, this is so crazy. Okay, I have so much issue with all this. Sorry, I'm not trying to be like an elitist or anything, but also it just really shows how different scrims are when some teams just aren't used to it. Because, like, with all due respect, this should have worked from Affinity. Like, going full clown car, I would have assumed that, you know, they would just get taken down. But the fact that they were able to get 1 kill is honestly amazing, and to only have 1 go down, wow. But still, you know, it's scrims. This is where you train. This is where you go for it. So it'll be very... This is going to possibly be the most unique scrim set that I've ever done. So, Hyperactive, I hope you're ready for whatever the heck this is going to be.
It already is turning into the world.
352!
Huh?
He is 352,762. Like, I know Battle X is scrims. I know he's competed before. Okay, I'm gonna say I hope he didn't find a lot of loot and that was just what he picked up, but this is already gonna be so trolly, and this is actually hilarious. Oh my gosh. Well,
at least you know he's prepared for a firefight if he wants to go for it. He could go rushing into every building and just hold down left click and pray and hope those bullets find. But I want to make a point, Fura, they're not opting to push this island early on. They want to bridge camp on that western bridge quite early, and I find this so surprising that they're not going and crossing just yet.
I think they're probably just going to be trying to look for points. I mean, almost, you know, you play PUBG. Like, whoever the heck plays PUBG knows that a bridge camp is going to be horrible. We typically don't see it in comp just because it's almost guaranteed destruction for both teams. But Furia, they're also just kind of like scouting it out, so they're going to cross now. And then probably hold the other side and get into a couple positions to just make sure that they won't get killed. But you see Duel coming in from blue, as well as 4 happy men, I think this is his. Right?
Yeah, the ones on the boats
Yeah.
are the 4 happy men, just slowly making away. At least they got the boat. So that grants them a huge opportunity if they want to go down to that southern port, open things up there. There is, of course, you could rock climb next to IM3. That is always an option as well.
No
so
way.
there is quite a vast number of routes they could play off. But how about dueling it out against the boat in the water?
How many shots did they land? Any? Come on, give me it. No, I want to see.
Done.
Okay, they didn't land any shots. Oh well, it was gonna be fun. If they got a knock, it would have been fun to see. But we see Dots making their way in. We see Zuki Boy Mix as well. Tilt Town. They're flying down. Looks like most of them have landed except for Doobie. Pretty sure it's Doobie. Still trying to.
Dubby doobie doobie dubby doobie dabba doo ba 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 da ba doobie.
One of
Sorry,
those.
I just
No,
I
you're
thought
fine.
the Perry the Platypus theme when you did that.
Ah, dude, I haven't thought of Phineas and Ferb in so long. But Karam, dude, this guy's staying up late. Because I saw him in EU Scrims, because I was watching Mark Powercast, who, love him, he's in chat, great guy, do recommend. Hi,
Mark.
He's had two Scrim sets. That sounds like hell, I'll be honest.
It definitely, as you mentioned, EWC qualifiers is coming up, so we are going to be seeing a lot more teams and people going the extra mile. And if he's here right now, and if that is the same guy you were referring to, then hell yeah, that's good mentality to stay up to the middle of night and go for it. Because I'm sure if he's got the opportunity, he's probably also done the Asian scrims as well. No, if that's the mentality, he's probably done a Chinese and a Korean one as well.
That would be a lot of time, and I don't know if anyone would be able to sleep after that. But Imbalance, they're backing off of Outlast. Jinx was getting kind of aggressive, but they didn't want the smoke, so team's starting to try and take the zone. Spicy has to be careful because Tilt Town has spotted him. He might... it's going to be difficult for him to get out of here, especially with the crossfire that they have. I don't know who this is supposed to be, but he's on Liquid, so I assume it's a Smurf, because I should know this player.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it is, but nonetheless, Tilt Town slowly pushing up against Dots. They're trying to make sure Dots stay quite far north. I'd say that's reasonable cover. They are on the edge of the hill, so they do leave themselves fairly exposed, while Dots have the building to play off. And theoretically, Zone could still go north. That's another factor here. So Dots is playing in that 50-50 position, but they got coverage, they got angles, and they got positions.
Well, while Dots is trying to set up a story in the North, Gooners, they're trying to find a redemption arc. Greg Shot, the man, the myth, the legend. We have seen him play so many years, and now he's quite an interesting person. I love him to death. Greg Shot, the pre-fire doesn't work, and Zuki is going to find that 1v1, and now it is just Icy Flex to his... he DC'd.
Oh, shame. I'll tell you what was impressive, though.
Ooh.
I tell you what was impressive. That nade able to take one down from the death, and that gives you confidence and hopes. And I'll tell you what gives you confidence. Panther! There's a rocket launcher in play. You know there's going to be a little bit of fun off that. I always want to see a little play, and I feel one of them, someone was rushing the building. Hop back, you know. It's ROC, they're pushing into it. They're pushing into Infinity with a rocket launcher on the door.
Do they have any cars here? This is one of the things that, like, Rock shouldn't actually be doing anything here, because right now they're just trying to get information. Infinity is playing, like, a very defensive game, which is fine, but they shouldn't really know that they're there, because they're just literally going to sit there for as long as they can. And I want to catch it all, but Spectre is going to be taken down by Furia. I want to stay on it, but I also want to see all the stuff that's going on around the map. Okay, it looks like Icy's back, but he's in blue. That's not going to be too good for him. Ooh, Imbalance actually making a move onto AK. AKA, I should say.
I don't think he knows the player down to below
No
him,
way.
but he is going to find one. I think the blue zone's just giving himself away. Oh, of course, the shots as well. And I think this is not going to be good for Teo, as he is going to get pressed. I mentioned the two close by. But nade. Blue zone nade that could hit. That could do a little bit of damage here. And it is starting to do a little bit of damage. He needs to find a way out of it, but it's just
Grenade.
on the edge. The nade doing well, like onto the Jeep, but that blue zone, oh, so close. And I don't think Teo knows. He's gonna walk right past another member.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Well, AKA, this is not going well for them as everyone seems to just be drive-bying Rock. It looks like they're going to lose 1, possibly to Infinity? No, they're on the outside. Well, they know that they're there. Well, check it out. Well, Fantastico did go down to the Panzer. I was debating if I should have gone over, and apparently I should have. Oh, well. Resmi, though, they're taking the straight through, but Inbound still trying to figure it out. They have 2 players that they could take down in AKA, and it's going to be a while, but my gosh, Resmi are just absolutely beaming it straight to the center of the zone. They're taking a sentry shack that I have not expected for so long. I haven't seen it so long.
Well, let's be real. Resmi are currently carrying 5 kills to their name. They are absolutely playing aggressive. Why change up that mentality now? They could go and push for 10. They could go and push for 20 for all I care right now. They are loving it, and it just so happens that Resmi gets zone once again, but so does Dots, which I pointed out earlier on as the Gooners does get eliminated. With Dots, I said, don't fall to that position. They had a widespread and a brilliant, brilliant placement.
He has another one.
Shush.
He has another one.
Bad boy.
Oh my
Bad
gosh.
Boy. Actually, no. Good boy. Great. Good
it's
boy.
so frustrating, but we love to see it, and we see a mix trying to retreat as much as possible. And Outlast Gaming, I think they lost one. Well, Jinx is knocked, and looks like they can't res him so far. But shots coming out. Hot and Spicy is going to go down far off into the north. Side Bamlin, he's going to take some shots. Does good damage, but can't quite get the knock. And Kira actually going to find him in return.
Kira in that posted up just on that off angle, giving cover fire like he was the saint he needed to be. And straight away, fire from another area for the squad coming in to save the day. And this is huge for this team. Absolutely huge to be able to get the cover and at least knock one of the Outlast Gaming.
Well, the res is coming out, and Jinx is still bleeding. He's only on the first bleed. He sees Tatsumi! There's no way. Why is he not shooting at Tatsumi? He sees him. You full on see him, bro. There you go. You should be able to get the knock. Good shot. Can he get another? The blue zone is coming in, and he has to press, so he's going to be relying on Defizi. But Berry Vibes is going to go down. It's going to be to blue. The peek on over. Tatsumi is not going to go down yet. The flick, but Feezy now. Can he get the prone shot onto him? Tatsumi is playing it super slow, going down low. He should hear the sound, but he doesn't. Now he does spot him in Outlast Gaming. Win that fight efficiently. But now Infinity with the man, the myth, the legend, the Panzer. Hey, Yos. He is hunting. He is trying to find out where the rest of Rock are. And he gets one. It's actually Fate. I lied. But he's going to get another knock, and I love this man already. Hey, Yos. Doing so much damage. Now it is just Pasta Biceps. Someone that we've heard about for so long. Can he get the flick? He can't. But it is a good attempt. The nade is going to go in, and Pasta's going to go down. But Ayos, he is going to be a man of the people in these EWC quals. And I know it for sure.
I think the only way to say this is, hey, yo! Damn, man. The run in with the kahunas, to run in with just a rocket launcher and at least get one, to re-peek the same angle and then get the second knock. The kahunas is matadas. That is amazing. I love every second of that. And it's so good. It is so good. But Zone approaches is central once again, slightly west this time. Dots finally not having a zone that benefits them this time. Furo, on the other hand, you said they were here for placements. Well, they're still here. Top 11 and with a relatively full squad as well.
Well, Resmi, they did leave that Wizzy Tower, and now Furia is trying to take it back, trying to get some $7 gonna go down to W, though. Now, there's going to be some help from another team, but now we do see Outlast again trying to push onto this Zuki Boy mix that has a couple of kills, if I'm not mistaken. Pushes on over. Probably going to go for the flush first. Raising Canes, though, in the distance that you can see, but it doesn't matter because from behind, Oh no, the pickup. He actually grabs him in Outlast Gaming, go down unceremoniously, and Imbalance going to be the one who shoot them in the back, quite literally, as now we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams still need to make it inside zone. But Duel, they have been a silent sleeping giant this entire time, now trying to take on this southern side, but they do have to deal with Tilt Town, who are not too bad themselves, and they're trying to look to go ahead and get some good points and add it. Gonna get a knock to try and start off that point climb.
Yeah, Strix Mix is under fire by that Tilt Town, and they have height to play with. They've got rocks, they've got everything they need to keep that south side of the map under their jurisdiction and under their control. And also, you gotta go be mindful as well. The single player of Rock, RBN, oh, he's trying to creep his way through, and he's gonna get all this information, knowing that these two teams battling it out. But here comes the heel off. This is where the downfall, and we're gonna see
19.
Our pro squad ROC going out for 4 points placements.
Well, I love ROC, but I gotta go to where the action is, man. So Duel versus Tilt Town. Lobes, he is trying to be the aggressor, trying to make sure that he can find something, anything to stick onto this team. But currently he needs help from his team, and they only have K-Mind as an anchor, which granted, it's K-Mind, so no one's going to scoff at it. But Slack, he is going to be trying to find out some way to find K-Mind, to find more members of Duel. Savvy, he's going to go down from behind, but Strix and Slack, this is going to be his opportunity. He takes shots at Wooly, who does some damage, but K-Mind does his job efficiently. And Lobes, he does get knocked at it, and Doobie the last two alive for Tilt Town, and they are getting pincered between two, and it could be another coming because Karam and the rest of TTG, they're making their way in. Karam does get the knock, and now Adit, poor old Adit, is just by himself.
Yeah, left against Jewel. That is going to be a tough fight. All that now Adit needs to do is just try and get these picks, try and get some flushes. But again, K-Mind from above. He, time and time again, this champion, let's be real, the champion has been able to take control of situations. And ROC, goodbye. Tilt Town, goodbye. Both sorted, both gone. K-Mind's a lovely man, by the way. If we as much as he's aggressive in this game, the chillest man you'll ever meet.
Yep. I love watching his streams, typically pulled up if I'm at home at all during the day. Such a nice guy. But Dots goes down finally, and we do have 5 teams left, and the fight that everyone is looking for is going to be this one on the south side with Duel and TTG trying to find the knock first, but TTG is down a man. It doesn't seem like Spectro is going to be able to do much. So it's really up to Rainer to see if he can go ahead and get a knock. And Spectro, he's just going to be trying to survive because Furia is taking out a lot of players on that north side. But TTG up to 8. Love it, TTG.
Helmet.
He sees no one. No, okay, he's been spotted out. He's going to have to back off. That was a good opportunity to get things started. But so far, nice headshot onto IQ, actually. Karam, though, is going to be taken down by Wooly. And now a 2v4. It is the boys in light blue, led by the fearless Wooly. He's been a coach for so long, and he has returned as a player after woo! Good shots, my dude. Well, Battle Axe, though, he's going to take down IQ. Grenade coming in. Is it going to get a knock? It's just too high.
Correct direction, though. Yeah, the great information to be able to get that nade to land where it needs. Just a little shy, but they need to keep the pressure on that south side of the mountain to be able to get that res to come through. But you have to ask the question here, is it worth it? Is it worth it to go against Battle Axe, who has, as you mentioned, 327 bullets and enough to spray? So I would err on the caution here if you're Jewel, whether you want to press this battle.
And they have gotten the res off, and K-Mind does have his hands full because he's also trying to deal with Furia on that north side. He's actually fighting Zuki Mix, so he might be able to help out, but they're probably going to want to try to keep him as an anchor as much as possible. And Duel are finally going for the res. They do get it off. They might try to play this western side, but it is open to Furia, and they don't know anything about it. But Battle X is going to go down to Lobes, and again, it shifts over to Duel, who have the advantage. Wooly just keeping an eye out on that north side on the top of the hill. And BattleX looks like they're
aggressive.
going to pick him up and try to take him back and then go for the res. I like this. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I lied. They weren't doing
Loebs slowly pushing up. Remember rightly, K-Mine and Loebs both played on Cloud9 in 2018 together, but Loebs would get dropped to the floor. And
oh my gosh!
IQ also dropped to the floor. That is huge from TTG as they keep themselves alive. Down to K-Mine as all three of Fuel are getting dropped to the floor. K-Mine to keep this game alive.
Wow, what a turn of events. TTG coming from behind and just taking down all members of Duel except for one lonely man. He only has a scar and he has a Dragunov, but he's getting shot in the back. And Giseo is going to say, thank you very much. We're going to return home from PGS 8 and we're going to say, you know what, let's pick up these points and start fragging this lobby. They only have 6 kills, which is fewer than I was expecting. I'll be 100% honest, but TTG, they have time and time again proven in quals and so many scrims that they are very good players, good quality, and I feel bad because I honestly feel like TTG should get more recognition because I think that this is actually a quality squad. I've been casting NA for a couple years and it's always so much fun. Like I love watching them play. Like Cater is a good IGL and he always collects good players. And Karam, he is top fragging so far with 6 kills, 900 damage. Man is putting in work.
Definite work. 6 kills to his name as well. So going past the 5 mark, and that's some recognition that should be pushed forward. But this is a major hill to be playing on, because once this zone encroaches central once again, there's a lot of open space that you can play around, and eventually TTG and Fura will have to collide as Kira playing aggressive, but looking slightly the wrong direction. To the right, buddy. To the right.
He hears the shots, he knows it, but he's just trying to look out for any stragglers, trying to get as much cover as he can for the rest of his team. It is a pure 3v3, trying to make sure that there aren't any solos that he has to worry about, and so he'll turn his attention to them currently. Currently, TTG actually do have a pretty good foothold into this zone, unless they go down here. If they can wrap here, this would be great for them. But it looks like they're playing it slower than I might.
Haven's going for a rotation as well, so this is where we were saying about keeping an eye on that mid area and a vehicle to be helpful. But Kara, again, just inching just a little bit closer to that Furia line, hearing the sounds becoming a little bit louder. Ooh. As BattleX will drop to the floor, so BattleX will get Gariza off the bat. So Kira, even more information.
Oh, that's perfect!
God says thank you very much, and I don't think Fura knew how close Kira was.
No, they definitely did not. It's a good stun, and Karam's play is literally just saving them. It was so smart. He knew that he needed to be quiet, needed to control the game for his team. So now he's looking to try and get another knock if possible, and collecting that side to make sure that no one can press onto it is so massive for TTG. Spots him out, but doesn't get the shot. The nade is coming in. It's close, but it's not going to do enough. But the molly is there, and he is hit by it. Has to back off. Is going to go down to Gizera. And now back to a 2v2. Even numbers. Good shots coming out from Rainer.
Brilliant shots. Fura pinned. Backs against a hard wall and a rock in the most literal sense. And BattleX has been putting in damage left, right, and center. You could not rule out a shot flying from his direction.
But he doesn't have any gear. Everyone knows they're trying to make this rotate. This could be big if they don't see where they are. BattleX has to be very careful. Rainer, can he spot out Gizera? All right, so they did see him. Good headshot. But now the question is all up to Poza. He is taking the south wrap, and this is actually going to be massive for him. This is where I was hoping the BattleX and Rainer would go. You can't quite see him because he's on that dip right below it. But BattleX, I'm sorry, sir. Your time is up. Taken down, and now Rainer has an impossible task of a 1v2 with only a tree to protect him. He takes a face full of lead, and Furia coming down from a 3v4. No, 3v3, I lied. but then a 3v2 and being able to bring it back. That was beautiful, but TTG with the most kill points, but I'm pretty sure that Furia get the most points total, especially with the 10 points from the chicken dinner. But ladies and gents, oh, yep, go for it.
I was going to say, what I love, you ruled out Furia off the get-go. You said, no, they didn't go for the original push onto the first zone. They stayed on that